Wedge friction. So wedge is the component of, it's a small component, it's having a basic shape of triangle, or sometimes it is a trapezoidal. So wedges are used to split the object into two. Otherwise, the wedges are used to lift the object from one elevation level to the other elevation level. So in the wedge, there is an object. So using the wedge, we need to apply an horizontal force in the side face of the wedge, the vertical face of the triangular wedge or trapezoidal wedge, so that the object will, the other end of the wedge is sharp. We are applying the force at one end, that end is a vertical face. In the other end of the wedge is a sharp corner. So if you are applying a force in the vertical face, so that the wedge move towards left hand side direction or right hand side direction, so that the object will lift. So this is about wedge friction. So let me go into detail about the wedge friction and how to derive the object and the wedge due to some external forces. So wedge friction. So see this picture. So here there is an steel wedge inserted into this wooden block to split the block into two directions. So here the applied force is in downward direction. So that is F push. So due to this, there is a frictional development in this upward direction through this contact surface between wooden surface and the steel. Also, this, because of this downward force and the frictional resistance, the object will split into two pieces. So then it will get the F normal in both the directions. Similarly, here the wedge piece has been hammered over the wooden surface. So this is some of the classical example of this wedge friction. So what is the formal definition of the wedge friction is: a wedge is used to lift loads by applying horizontal force. So these are made in triangular or trapezoidal shape. It works on principles of inclined plane. A wedge of angle alpha is pushed under a block of weight W. So this is by applying force P horizontally. The solution consists of finding the value. The final value we need to calculate the P. So we will discuss the problem related to this topic. Just a minute. So here, I need to separate this block diagram as well as this wedge diagram. First, I need to resolve all the forces in this block diagram using the free body diagram, and then I will move on to the wedge free body diagram of the wedge, and then resolve all the forces. So, and using these two equations, that is equations arrived from the block and the equations arrived from the wedge, then I will finally calculate the P value. So let us see the block first. So this is the block. So it is the self weight of the block is W, and the frictional force F1, that is this one, F1 between the block and the wall acts downward. Since because of applying the force, the block will move upward direction. So that we need a frictional resistance in downward direction. So that is F1. So the block moving upward, and this F2 is the frictional force between the block and the wedge, will act downwards of inclined plane of the block opposite to the motion. Since you are applying the force in this direction, so that the wedge try to move towards left hand side, so that there is a frictional resistance required in the opposite direction, that is F2, that is this direction, opposite F2, this is F2, and then the normal reaction, that is normal reaction means always perpendicular to the plane. So this is N1 and this is N2, will act normal to the support the surface, and then R1 and R2 are the resultant of
so R1 is the resultant of N1 and N1 and F1. So it is a common force replacing these two forces, F1 and N1. Similarly, R equal to, it replaces the F2 and N2. This is F2 and this is N2. So here phi is the angle of limiting friction. So this is the free body diagram of the block. Then, so here I need to draw the force diagram for this case. So the downward force is acting here. I am always taking the resultant because it is a common force of replacing these two forces, so that I will take the resultant force. So this is W and this is R1 and this is R2. So R1, it makes an angle of phi, and R2 with respect to vertical, the angle is given, that is alpha plus phi, which is equal to that is R2. So this is alpha plus phi. So that's it. Now I am going to resolve the forces. I am applying the equilibrium conditions. So summation of Fx, which is equal to 0. So here R1 cos phi positive because towards right, and this inclined force you need to resolve in towards horizontal direction, it towards left. So that's why minus here, minus R2 sin alpha plus phi. Why sin here means, so this angle is, that is alpha plus angle with respect to vertical axis, that's why I am putting sin here. So minus R2 sin alpha plus phi, which is equal to 0. I am taking, this is equation 1, and similarly summation of Fy, which is equal to 0. So I need to resolve the forces in vertical direction. So here this R2 cos alpha plus phi, actually this is plus not minus, R2 you are solving it towards vertical means upwards, R2 cos alpha plus phi, and minus R1 sin phi, R1 sin phi minus W. This is not plus, this is minus W. This is minus. So R1 sin phi minus W minus R2 cos alpha plus phi, which is equal to 0. Now you can calculate the R2 value by equating this first equation 1 and 2. Then I will move on to the free body diagram of the wedge. So this is my wedge piece. So here, so this is your R2 and this is the N2 normal force and this is the F2. So this is R3 normal to this surface, this is R3 and this is F3. So R3 is replacing F3 and N3, similarly R2 replacing F2 and N2. So here N2, that is in the previous case, the N2 is this direction, that is this N2. Here it is acting in the opposite direction. The intensity is same, but it is in negative direction, and frictional force F2 will be the equal force acting on the block in the opposite direction. So reactions N2 and N3 will be acting normal to the support surfaces. So here let me draw the free body diagram here. So P is acting here, and so P is acting here, and this is R3. So it makes an angle of phi with vertical. It makes an angle of phi with vertical. Similarly, so this is R2. This is R2. So this is makes an angle of alpha plus phi with vertical. Alpha plus phi with vertical. So this is this is P. So totally 3 unknown forces are there. Now I am going to apply the equilibrium conditions to this force problem. Summation of Fx equal to 0. So R2, I am resolving the forces in horizontal direction. So R2 sin alpha plus phi. So you are resolving here. towards horizontal. Similarly, you are resolving this plus r3 sin phi minus p. So it is towards left hand side, this is minus, these two are positive, which is equal to 0. So this is becomes equation 3, and summation of fy equal to 0. So if you are resolving this means, so r3 cos phi minus r2 cos alpha plus phi, which is equal to 0. So this is equation 4. Now you can solve this two equation, you will get the value of p. So we will discuss in this problem. So how to calculate the p? Let me solve some example. That is the example. We will solve the example related to this problem, so that you will get better understanding.
Now let me solve an simple example. Example number 1. A block weighing 1500 Newton overlaying a 10-degree wedge on a horizontal floor, leaning against a vertical wall, is to be raised by applying a horizontal force to the wedge. Assuming the coefficient of friction between all the surfaces in contact to be 0.3, determine the minimum horizontal force. So here the weight of the block is given and the angle of inclination, that is the wedge inclined surface angle, is given with respect to the horizontal floor. And also here the weight of the object given, W, which is equal to 1500 Newton, block weight is given, and alpha 10 degree, mu coefficient of friction, which is equal to 0.3. Now let me draw the diagram for this problem. There is an horizontal surface and this is an vertical surface. So this is the wedge. It makes an angle of 10 degree. Over the wedge there is an block. The self weight of the block subjected to downward direction, W. So here there is an external force P applied at the vertical face of the wedge, so that the object will lift upwards. So this is wedge friction. Okay, as we already discussed in the derivative part, so we need to separate these two objects. This block, we need to solve this block separately, as well as we need to solve this wedge piece separately. So let me solve this problem. First I am going to solve the this block. So for that I am going to draw the diagram for the block, the free body diagram for this block. First I am going to solve the block, that is wedge, free body diagram of the block, free body diagram of block. So let us draw this object, So here this is the vertical axis, this is the reference axis, this is x axis and this is y axis. So here there is an normal force, because the wall is there is a normal force N1, and here To this plane there is 90 degree. This is normal force N2, and also this block is moving because of this external load. This block is moving upward direction, so that there is an always opposite frictional resistance in downward direction. So it is in downward direction, that is F1. This is F1. Also these two, I am replacing these two forces with a common resultant force, that is R1. It makes an angle of phi. Also here, this is N2, and the block is moving towards left hand side, hence there is an frictional resistance in opposite direction, that is F2. This is F1, this is F2. So I am replacing these two forces, that is N2, F2. I am applying a common force here. So this is R2. This is R2, and this angle is alpha, and this angle is phi. Okay, so we already discussed in the derivative part this thing. So let me apply this equation in this problem. So here, the free body diagram, I am taking only forces here. I am taking only forces here. So the weight of the block is acting downward direction. That is, the weight of the block is acting downward direction. I am taking resultant only because I am replacing these two forces with resultant force, R1, similarly R2. So I am taking only the resultant force. So my R1 is here. This is my R1. It makes an angle of phi. This is W, and also this is R2. This is R2. It makes an angle of, so here the angle is alpha plus phi. With the vertical, the angle is given. So this is my R2. So with respect to vertical axis, alpha plus phi. Alpha plus phi. So this is the force free body diagram for this object. So let me resolve these forces in horizontal as well as vertical directions. So first, summation of Fx, which is equal to 0. So as we already calculated this equation, that is, you can also calculate here, summation of Fx equal to 0 means R1 cos phi, because you are resolving horizontal towards right, positive, minus R2 sin alpha plus phi. So here why I am putting sin here? So because this angle is with respect to vertical, that's why I am substituting sin alpha plus phi. Here this force, the phi is with respect to horizontal axis, that's why I am putting cos alpha here. So which is equal to 0. So from that, so R1 cos phi minus R2 sin alpha plus phi, which is equal to 0. So you know the W, which is equal to 1500 Newton. It's given in the problem. Alpha value also given, 10 degree. So that mu equal to tan phi. I need to calculate the pi value. Mu, you know the formula, mu equal to sin phi by cos phi, which is equal to tan phi. So which is equal to 0.3. Mu equal to 0.3. So that tan phi, which is equal to 0.3. Phi equal to, phi which is equal to tan inverse of 0.3. tan inverse of 0.3. So 16.69 degree. So it will get 16.69 degree. 69 degree. So now we got the phi value. So this is my phi value. Next, now I am going to substitute this value in this equation. That is, I am considering this equation number 1. Equation number 1. I am applying this phi value in this equation so that R1 cos 16.69 degree minus R2 sin. So you know the alpha value 10 degree. It is given in your problem. So 10 plus 16.10 degree plus 16.69 degree, which is equal to 0. So from that I am calculating R2 value in terms of R1. So I calculated this value. It comes 2.132 R1. I calculated R2 value in terms of R1. So the value of R2 which is equal to 2.132 R1. So I have calculated the value of R2 in terms of R1. Next, I am going to resolve all the forces in vertical direction. That is, sum of F y which is equal to 0, and here I am going to resolve all the forces in vertical direction. So this is minus W and minus, because all downward, I am resolving this force towards, it goes towards downward direction, minus R1 sin phi. So this force you need to resolve towards vertical, so it upward direction, plus R2 cos alpha plus phi. Why cos here means the angle is with respect to vertical, so that I am substituting cos alpha plus phi here, so which is equal to 0. Now I am rewriting this equation, minus R1 sin phi minus W plus R2 cos alpha plus phi, which is equal to 0. So from that, now I am going to substitute all the values. Minus R1 sin 16.69 degree minus 1500. So W value is given 1500, plus in R2 I am substituting 2.132 R1. 2.132 R1 cos 10 plus 10 degree plus 16.69 degree, which is equal to 0. So I am solving this equation. I got R1 which is equal to 927.3 Newton. So once I got the R1 value, I can substitute this R1 value in this equation, then I will get the R2 value. So R2 which is equal to 2.132 into 927.3. So now I got R2 which is equal to 1997 Newton. So now I solved this block. Now next I am going to solve the wedge, so that I will got I will find the external force, minimum horizontal force P. So let me solve this wedge problem. First of all, let me draw the free body diagram for the wedge. Let me draw the free body diagram for the wedge. So here this is wedge of the object. This is the wedge piece. This is my reference axis X, Y. So this is my vertical axis. So here my R2 is, this is my R2. And this is F2. It makes F2, and this is, it makes, this is alpha angle, and this is, sorry, this is phi, and this is alpha. This is N2 actually. It is perpendicular to this line. This is N2. So instead of N2 and F2, I am replacing these two forces with a common force of R2. And similarly, this is N3. It is always this reaction, that is normal reaction, perpendicular to this surface. So this is N3, and this is R3, resultant 3, and this is my F3. So I am replacing these two forces with R3. The motion of movement of the object is in this towards left. Towards left. Now, so here I am taking only the resultants. So here the upward reactions acting in this direction, that is I am taking this here, this force is, this is R3, so this is an angle of phi, this is R3, and this is R2, this is R2. So the total angle is here alpha plus phi. So this is R2 and R3. Only two resultant forces are there, and also there is an horizontal force P. So here there is a force here P. So that P is acting here. So let me resolve these forces. So first, sum of Fx, which is equal to 0. So here sum of Fx equal to 0. R2 sine alpha plus phi plus R3 plus R3 sine alpha, that is sine phi, minus P, which is equal to 0. So R2 sine alpha plus phi plus R3 into sine phi, because the angle is given in this direction, so that I am using sine theta here, sine phi minus P. So P is towards left hand side, so minus P. Similarly, summation of Fy, which is equal to 0. So R3 cos phi minus R2
cos alpha plus phi, which is equal to 0. So R3, so as we calculated the phi value earlier, cos 16.69 degree minus, we have calculated the R2 value. So here we have calculated the R2 value 1997 cos 10 degree plus 16.67 degree, which is equal to 0. From that you can solve this equation. You will get the R3 value 1844 Newton. So once you calculated the R3 value, you can substitute this R3 value in this equation. Already you know R2 value. I have substituted the R3 value here. Then I will get the P value. So P equal to R2 sin alpha plus phi plus R3 sin phi. So you know we have calculated already the R2 value 1977 sin 10 degree alpha plus 16.69 degree phi plus R3 1844 sin 16.69 degree. So from that I have calculated this. I am solving this equation. I got P value which is equal to 1418.3 Newton. So this is the required minimum force to pull the wedge so that the object will move upward direction.
So that's it. The wedge friction is over. So up to this, the chapter 4 is over. In chapter 4 we have discussed different planes. That first we discussed what is friction and what are the types of friction, and then we have moved into the friction of object in horizontal plane, and then we moved into the inclined plane. After that we moved on to the ladder friction. Finally today we have discussed friction on wedges, that is wedge friction. So up to this, the chapter 4, that is friction chapter, is over. I request you all, please try to solve more problems in this friction so that you will get better understanding. And in the next chapter, that is the final chapter of engineering mechanics, we will discuss the dynamics of the particles. Thank you all. Thank you very much.